because he also said something about his relationship with LeBron, and he said, if I'm LeBron and I see this interview,
I go get Ausberger first.
I call Ausberger tomorrow. Galan has reached out to someone about if there is a potential change. The same way he said that he had reached out to Chingotto before he left to LeBron. If he has reached out to this someone, and this someone is in fact someone on the left, it's only Ausberger. It's only Ausberger. Theoretically, max firepower. That would be absolutely insane.
This is proof to us that as it stands right now, in the near future, maybe who knows, but as it in the future, what we do know now, LeBron and Galan back together.
Alejandro Galan just had a really shocking interview and he dropped a lot of insights about his partner, Federico Chingotto, LeBron, his relationship with him, and also about what would be the potential moves for him left if he really wants to compete for world #1. But Yusuf, I think the first piece of information that we really learned is that he said that he cannot find any partner better than Fede Chingotto. What do you think about that?
You know, I sat down and I'm trying to see from his perspective, and then really who comes to mind when I thought of all this, when I saw everything that he said, was Haroon, because he talked about Haroon. You talked about all these different things about why he's so happy with Chingotto. He's happy with having that partner with him who they have good vibes. And Haroon says they're hugging all the time, they're smiling all the time, and all these different things. And he said, like, because let's say what he said about Chingotto. He said he's the best right side player that he could find. The way he understands the game, the way he plays the game, he doesn't think there's anyone out there better than him. And which is high praise. I don't know how many times I can say high.
Very high.
But does he really see that? That's my question. Do you really see that? But then it comes to the question of, okay, what does Galan want? Because he said he now loves paddle again and he doesn't see it as a job. And one of those things, so if you start to put things in categorize things, what's the first thing he cares about the most? Enjoyment, because he's traveling all the time, so having a fulfilled life. And with Chingotto by his side, he enjoys that. And even if he doesn't win, being number 2 to him is something that he's okay with. So that's my conclusion. Then Alejandro Galan is not as hungry as I thought he was. Is he someone who believes, or he already reached #1? He no longer wants that. He just likes to play paddle, and playing with Chingotto gives him a certain type of feeling on the court. They understand each other. They complete each other, as Haroon says, from like a standard paddle sense. But you're going to beat everyone. But when it comes to Cuello and Tapia, who are not even human, you're not going to win. But it looks like he's content with that, and he's happy with that. Am I happy to hear that as someone who wants to see people fighting for that throne? I'm not, but I now understand the thing Haroon says of, okay, Cuello and Tapia, Galan and Chingotto, this is a team that's probably going to stay with each other for reasons beyond what happens in between those lines.
Yeah, it looks like it. Haroon, what did you think about what Galan said about Chingotto?
Because you guys are undermining what's been said about Chingotto, like, oh, there's no better right player than Chingotto. The reason is that maybe you guys are looking at potentials. You think Yanguas could be a better potential, Cardona could be a better potential. So you're looking at potentials of what somebody could be, not what somebody is. Chingotto is the second best player on the right now, other than Cuello. And because they prove it, they're the #1 team. You're thinking, okay, maybe we could put him with somebody else that could be better. I disagree, really. I disagree because it's about longevity. It's about not longevity, but consistency throughout the match, making sure you're comfortable throughout the match. You can go deep and you don't dip that much, and you're excited. You want to fight. You want to go to war with the person beside you. You have excitement to go to win. And I think you're wrong about Galan's hunger. I think he actually wants to be world #1. And I think that there is a very big potential for him to become world #1 in the future. But yeah, maybe it's not happening right away. And
By Chingotto's side, that's possible.
I think yes, he could do it with Chingotto. Like
Did you forget the 9 straight losses?
No, I'm not forgetting the 9 straight losses, but you're forgetting the 5 wins as well that they beat them before and nobody else could beat them.
When's the last time they beat Cuello and Tapia?
Last year, but they
A
did.
year ago.
Well,
It's been an entire year and 9 matches later, and we have the
it's
same
not
exact
impossible.
result
It's
every
not impossible to beat them. They can beat them. They just have to tweak a few things and
That's what he
become
said.
more consistent. And Galan has to be better, really. Like, and Chingotto also has to be better, but they can. If you're saying they can't, it's impossible, I disagree completely. Is it hard? Yes, but do you think somebody else could be replaced Chingotto easily and just okay, now they're going to become world number 1? I disagree. And also, yes, there are other points. It's a job at the end of the day. So they're going in and day out and traveling all over the world, staying with each other long hours, practicing long hours, grinding, lots of fitness, lots of practice matches, meals together, sleeping together. It's like, come on, like, do you want to do that with somebody just purely, so I can win a few paddle matches and they crown me world number 1? Do I want to do it that way with what you think objectively is better? Somebody like Lebron would, because Lebron wants that more than anything. But I think Galan wants to have a very balanced life. He wants to be successful in his career, but also fulfill other things as a human. So it's not all the most important thing in the world. And I think it's a balance. And Galan is trying to do that. And I think Chingotto could help him do that. So the coach already said it. He said, I don't see anybody better than Chingotto. Come on.
Yeah, I think, he revealed a lot, actually, that I didn't know, because he was saying that he used to see Padel as a job, Yusuf, as you mentioned, and now he's enjoying Padel. And Chingotto, of course, is so joyful on court. Like, I can 100% understand that. Like, and he's happy with him. And, yeah, I think we can agree to disagree. I don't see Chingotto, like Karun is saying, like, that he's the best player on the right. I don't think that. I also thought, like you, Yusuf, that he's an animal who's super hungry for world number 1. And so, like, that challenge of beating Cuello and Tapia must be killing him. Like, and so he'll want to do anything to overcome that challenge. But he seems to have a more holistic, view of things. And, also coaches came out and backed Chingotto over the past week too, right? Because you heard Jorge Martinez talking about there's no better player on the right. There's no better for Galan. Sebe Nironi, who came out and saying that he's really upset with how Chingotto's treated. I think he means how he's spoken about, like he's not getting the respect he deserves. And I really don't want to come off as disrespecting Chingotto. It's just that I guess I'm biased because I came into Padel watching Galan Lebron. For me, that's the ultimate joy, that ultimate feeling, and I dream of that combo coming back together. But he's really happy with Chingotto, and he said he made the point, like you said, Yusuf, that he thinks that it's just a tactical issue, that they can fix the tactics to beat Cuello and Tapia. And I don't think that, because now after 9 wins in a row, it's also beyond tactics. It's now also psychological warfare. Like, they have to overcome a really big hump. So I don't know, but I mean, this confirms it, that probably he's not going to be changing anytime soon. Huh? Like, he's really locked in with Chingotto. He's happy with Chingotto. His coaches are backing him too with this decision. And well, if no one around you is going to tell you that, hey, it's time for a move, and if you're not feeling any specific desire to move, he's not panicking. I think that's also nice for them on the court. That's going to be nice that they're committed to each other. I think one last thing I'd add is just, we were talking about Burnett with the Burnett interview. You guys should check out that interview also, especially on audio. But he was talking about how Galan is the leader between them, and he's always giving instructions to Chingotto on court, like, go out, or like, come back. Like, he's the one that's more vocal, and maybe he didn't get a chance to be that before, and maybe he likes that freedom and the ability to be entirely the leader of the team, of the couple, of the pair. And so maybe that's also things that he's enjoying that he didn't get the chance to experience before. So, I mean, I guess that's what I took away from that.
I want to say another point just to bring it to people's perspectives again. I think I mentioned it before, but Chingotto and Tapia beat Galan and Lebron in the last World Cup. They beat them in that epic match of the century. It was an amazing match. Chingotto and Tapia beat Galan and Lebron, who everybody keeps you guys are saying
like
is the
Chingotto. Like LeBron, Galan, also they weren't together. There's bad blood. They claim that they got over, but clearly they're not. Clearly they're not. That's also something that's clear.
Okay, but it's objectively the two best players on the same team together, and you're putting them to take down Chingotto and Tapia. So why wouldn't they win? They're playing together.
There's definitely a way. I just think it's very far fetched. And when you have 9 losses in a row, you'd think that maybe it's time for a change. So what we saw, why Stupa Dineno broke up.
Yeah, but the possibility of your, like when you say Chingotto, is he good enough to take Galan to the next level and win and become world number 1? Yes, that is possible because he took down Galan and LeBron when they were playing together.
Yeah, I don't really take that as a measure.
Yusuf, what do you think of that then?
What do you think, Yusuf?
Yeah, well, specifically about this thing, you're trying to find an outlier. This Juan Lebron, Alejandro Galan in the World Cup after they fought with each other, after there was bad blood, and the day before they forgave each other. Anyone who knows anything about having drama with any friend that you have, it's never fully back to the same exact thing as it was a day after. It actually takes time. That's the beginning of the healing process, and then we know we're going to get into what happened afterwards. But so that's an outlier. I do not take that into consideration. But my thoughts on Federico Chingotto being the best partner for Alejandro Galan, I think he's the best partner for him only because of the things that he said outside the paddle and the leadership thing. But if this is to me proof he is not hungry for world number 1, because there is no way in his right mind, if he decides to take a step back and look at this, he's like, okay, I can overtake Coelho and Tapia. I don't think he sees it, but he needs to convince himself that it is the right decision. But anyone who watches paddle can tell you there's no way this is happening.
Well, Yusuf, that's actually the perfect segment, because he also said something about his relationship with LeBron, and he said there is no relationship.
Yeah.
So that shocked me. What did you think about that?
Since we started this podcast, and one of my biggest predictions this year was that El Regreso is happening, and every few weeks I say El Regreso is happening, and I get you guys hyped on it. But this makes me feel like Regreso is not happening. This is shocking to me to find out how bad the relationship is between them, because it clearly is absolutely broken. But as much as it's broken, and they say, yeah, things are not the best between us right now, there's no relationship now. I still, in my heart, I do believe that they can find a way to heal. But does the healing mean let's get back together and play with each other? Probably not. It probably just, let's try to be friends. We have so much history with each other. There's no way Galan, when he's a grandfather, he can talk about his life and not bring up Juan Lebron, and vice versa. And it would be a shame for them to reach that stage in their life where they could say, this is someone I haven't talked to again since that moment. So that's something, but when it comes to Regreso on the paddle court, I do think this is over for him to say, I don't see this happening. I'm happy with Chingotto, but things change quickly. But as it stands with the latest information we have, I was the biggest Regreso fan, biggest one who saw it happening. But this is a reality check for me and any fan out there that thinks that Regreso is going to happen. This is proof to us that as it stands right now, in the near future, maybe, who knows, but as it would in the what we do know now, LeBron, Galan back together, there's a 0% chance.
Haroon, you were never a fan of El Regreso, so what are your thoughts about this update?
I told you, okay, this is a sensitive subject, obviously, for Galan and LeBron. Now, I don't want to joke about it, two people falling out of, and not having a relationship with each other, especially when they were very, very close friends and very, very close teammates, and they were so successful together. But it's sad. It's really sad. I personally would have hoped, they just have a relationship as friends, and talk about life and stuff like that outside of the paddle court. But I didn't believe in Negreso. I told you guys, move forward. It was really, really bad. It looked bad. Galan's, look, and he kept on doing this, and he kept on doing this, and he's looking like, yeah, I'm disappointed, guys. After that whole drama thing that happened with LeBron and Yanguas, I was telling you guys, look forward. It's over. Like you can't just repair that. It was too bad. And Galan already said that he should have broke up with him earlier because it wasn't going well and he wasn't feeling good. And you could see it, by the way, on the court for the past few years, or the last year or two when they were playing with each other.
You think the problems have been going on for 2 years?
He said it. He said it was going on for quite a while, and he like the body language with each other on court. To me, I always felt uncomfortable. I would cringe when every time Galan would make a mistake and how LeBron would look at him. It was really bad. Like, I was so uncomfortable for Galan. Like, come on, man, have some sympathy for the guy. He made a mistake. Of course he wants to win. Don't be too harsh on him like that. And I felt Galan is not comfortable. I felt like Galan is always feeling like this little brother he has to look over his shoulder every time he makes a mistake, and he's not comfortable. And you saw how big of a difference it was when he left him, how comfortable he was, how happy he was, hugging and kissing Chingotto every time he wins a point, which shows how bad it was. So, like, the writing was on the wall, at least for me. And but it's sad, though. It's sad that how much he's saying there's no relationship. I should have broke up sooner. That's something I don't want to hear. I didn't believe the regresso was happening, but it's still sad, It's still sad.
This is the saddest news of the week for me as a paddle fan. Like, I was hoping for regresso so bad, and I had, I had no hope. Yusuf, when you would say it, I would get like some hope, and I was, eagerly, hopefully, like I was hoping something could happen. But yeah, this nips it in the bud, right? This is over. It reminds me of like the Kobe Shaq breakup, where it's broken. Like, you can't fix it. The egos are too big. It's also kind of similar to Kobe Shaq for me because, Shaq was originally the alpha, the dominant one, and then he kind of groomed Kobe, and then Kobe eventually became the alpha dominant, and then the egos are too big. Like, Shaq has to step down so Kobe can shine, and that wasn't easily happening. I think the same thing, like LeBron had to let Galan shine and let Galan lead, and he couldn't really find a way to do that. It could be translating some of the body language Haroon's talking about, although I think LeBron's body language in general is very emotional, even till now. It's not, I don't think it's particular to just Galan.
Yeah.
But it's over. Clearly it's over. I think all we can hope for now is that they can patch it up somehow. And also, just big picture, I don't know what this means for Spain's hope, because Galan LeBron is kind of like a big, team that you want to put together in clutch moments. So does that mean, is that team over even for Team Spain? Yeah. I was shocked when he said that, like, I was wrong to end the partnership. I should have ended it sooner. Yeah. I was like, wow, he's trying to put gas on the fire, like to say that. And it's unfortunate.
But I need to say something here, because we're only hearing Galan's side. And Galan's side makes you feel like LeBron's the reason. And we're talking here as if Galan is the good guy, LeBron's the bad guy. We have no idea what's going on. He said, things with Juan did not happen right. Things with Juan. We just heard Galan's side. And we have no idea what LeBron is saying on the other side. So whatever's going on, we now know one side of the story. We do not know on the other side what's going on.
Yeah, fair point.
Because every single time, Galan seems to be the guy that goes out there and he takes the narrative into a certain direction. Yeah. And has LeBron done that? We have yet to see that, by the way. The only thing we know from LeBron is LeBron said the way it ended. He's saying, I live like 400 meters away from you. The fact that I have to find this out, not from you, and I find out through media or through another way, he thinks that wasn't the right way to do it. So, and other than that, we know nothing from LeBron.
If that's true, that's super, like...
So it's only one side that we know.
That's not really a classy way to end a partnership or a friendship. Definitely. So I 100% sympathize with LeBron. Galan maybe is thinking like, I can't, if I talk with him, he's going to convince me to stay and I don't want to stay. Like, I don't know what he's thinking, but
I'm
in
not
any
judging,
case,
but I'm saying we have yet to hear the other side in depth.
But like initially when they broke up, Galan was talking positively about LeBron, and he said that he really likes him and he knows how to. I remember one of the interviews they were like trying to get him to say something bad. He said, "No, I'm not." Like, does he upset you? He said, "Yeah. Like, I know him really well. I know how to calm him. Like, it's not just that he knows how to upset me. I know how to deal with him." And LeBron said he really loves him as a brother too. Like, those were the initial comments, weren't they? And now we're getting the negative stuff. It's coming out because
LeBron's going to have to come out and say something. He's going to have to do an interview or say something, because at the moment, like Galan they put him in really bad light.
Yeah. It's a shame to see.
And I
this.
refuse to believe any. I'm not gonna no preconceived notions. I need to hear his side first, and then again, it's still gonna be not enough, but at least we can understand more what's going on.
Then what's the percentage chance the regresso happens?
I told you 0.
0? Yeah. Harun, are you also at 0?
I told you guys from the
no,
beginning.
You
I told
think
you
it
it's
shouldn't
0.
happen,
I told you it's
what
0.
You don't want it to happen.
No, I told you also it was not. I didn't think it was a good. I thought it wasn't going to happen, and 0 from the beginning. 0. I thought it shouldn't happen, and I didn't think it was going to happen. 0.
1%, so I can leave hope for myself, just so I don't close that door completely.
At the moment, it's 0. But something I did say before. I think people that have gone through this together, who have just, if they can patch it up even quicker than how quick it broke down, so it could. But as it stands with all the other things, I'm saying 0.
Sometimes a good word can really soften the heart, you know. And like if one of them comes out and says something like nice or. Like, you never know.
Remember the good times.
Yeah. You never know. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Are we saying like regresso happening ever? Maybe they could play like their final season together, something like that. You know, like Billa playing with just Libak and Capra and Teo, just like something like that. Maybe let's go play a final tournament together for old times' sake.
I hope so.
Maybe.
I wonder what also all paddle fans think after hearing this.
Yeah. Well, Yusuf, you were saying Galan is not hungry for world number 1.
Yeah.
But he did actually hint at something, because he said that there is no better right-sided player than Chingotto. But he said if there is any move, it is that he would move to the right.
Yeah.
Harun, what?
like what you were saying, Smail. Like you were saying with your crazy idea, it could work. It could work.
That was a crazy idea, but it just might work. Harun, your thoughts?
You were just going ultimate firepower. Galan Ausberger.
I was like, that was just a wild like thought. That just like, if I was thinking in a vacuum of
that
things
would
like,
be insane.
if you want a max firepower, Galan Ausberger. They're just in the final of our Smash tournament. Like, you take the 2 most firepower players and you put them together.
Yeah.
Is that, Harun? Is that something
Honestly,
in the cards? What do you think when he says this?
Something in the cards? I have no idea. I have no idea. But if that happens, honestly, it's just crazy. But I think it could work because Galan he's elite defensively. Honestly, he's super underrated defensively, and I do think he could fit in that right side very, very well. And Ausberger can take so much of that power load, but also Galan has insane power. So fire. If it could happen, I would be super fire. I don't know. I think it would be crazy. I don't know if it could happen though. Like that. It's crazy. I don't know.
It's such a tasty thought, like to think about. Yusuf, what do you think? Is it something? What does he mean when he says this?
I go back to thinking whenever Galan is forced to go on the right side in the middle of a point, or they change in the middle of a point, he kind of struggles. Like, I don't know. This is really a wild thing to me, but he played on the right before. He can go back there. So having someone that tall with that much firepower on the right side. We see someone similar to that in Yanguas, and boy, is he a pain to play. Really, like you would think, a righty on the right side. You have the gap in the middle. If you go for those lobs in the middle, then he has the high backhand volume. This guy has to come in from the other side and take it from him. But if you actually, someone that tall, like it's so hard to get through him. So Galan on the other side, it would be really interesting. But my thing is, he is much more effective on the left side. Moving him to the right, you need to team him up with someone like Augsburger, like a Tapia. Like, who do you team him up with where him moving to that side is more efficient for the team?
There's only one move.
It's only Augsburger. There's nobody else out there for him to move to the other side to make the team more efficient. So if it's Augsburger, it makes sense. Anyone else, there is no way this happens. Yeah, but those are my thoughts.
Querido Galan. GG.
No.
GG.
No.
But
Doesn't work.
I told you guys before, Galan has played on the right. And in the beginning of his partnership with Lebron, they would switch all the time. Like, they were not just doing the Australian where he's always playing on the left. He was actually playing on the right a lot. In fact, LeBron was mostly playing on the left when they first started. If you go watch some of those former early matches.
Premier Padel took down all the World Padel Tour videos. Thank you.
He was playing on the right a lot. And he was great. Yeah. And he was great. Like, and he's
go back and watch that.
And Haru made a great point. He's exceptionally defensively.
He is.
I don't see him like you actually struggling on the right, Yusuf. Like I don't
he's
actually.
Not going to struggle. No.
I don't think
I'm
he would
saying
struggle.
it's going to take him time, but he'll eventually get there. But it doesn't make sense for him to go to that side.
He can switch immediately.
How effective is he?
He
has a nasty vibra. He has a nasty.
Like, are you telling me Tino Libak is not nasty because he's a right-handed player?
He is.
Are you telling me Yanguas is not good because he's a right-handed player? We're talking about Yanguas being the next best option for him after Chingotto. Yeah, what if he just said, yeah, screw it. Let me go to the right. I'm going to handle this myself. Another argument for Galan is that he is so flexible tactically in his play style. Like, you saw how much he changed with Chingotto.
Yeah. Great point.
He plays now a very different style than he was playing with LeBron.
Not very different, but he still has the tendencies to play the same exact way.
Because he likes to play that way.
Yeah.
Like, that's his style. He's a naturally aggressive player. But it would
work perfectly with Augsburger.
It would perfectly with Augsburger. It would be perfect. With Chingotto, he knows how to play in a very patient style. You forced to put him on the right, and now he has to be a little bit more patient. He's already more patient on the left than he was with LeBron. Why can't he be more patient now if he has Augsburger, for example, on? And let's be clear. You remember that tweet that we put out on TSH Padel about Galan has informed one player if there is a move, he knows?
Yeah.
And after seeing this interview, and he's saying there's no better player on the right, and that if there is a move, the move is on the right. Can we confirm it? If he ever will move, it's going to be Augsburger. Like, there's no other option.
There's
no other option.
I don't think.
Like, there's nowhere for him to go. There is nowhere nobody he can call. He's not going to call Yanguas. And also, I never felt like that Yanguas thing is good because I felt like there was a bad taste in his mouth since that LeBron Yanguas Garrido match. Like, I felt like that was also something that they don't necessarily have the chemistry, I would say.
I don't think Galan has.
I don't think Galan had.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading too much into this now after this interview. But like he just said, if indeed that reporter, that tweet was true, that Galan has reached out to someone about if there is a potential change, the same way he said that he had reached out to Chingotto before he left to LeBron. If he has reached out to this someone, and this someone is in fact someone on the left, it's only Augsburger.
It's the only one that
makes
sense.
It's only Augsburger. And so it will be crazy. Guys, I was completely joking when I said that. I was absolutely joking. Just like theoretically max firepower. That would be absolutely insane. Insane. Wow. Insane if that happens.
It was so crazy, but now it really feels like it could be true.
Let me also add another wrench in this. If I'm LeBron and I see this interview,
I go get Augsburger first.
I call Augsburger tomorrow. I call Augsburger yesterday. Get on the phone. Yo, Leo, time to become the world number 4 right now. Click. Or world number 3 right now. Click. Welcome to the big leagues, Leo Augsburger. Welcome to the new team that I would say would challenge. Whoever partners with Leo is the clear, for me, team that can challenge for world number 1. I prefer Karburger. For everyone, I still want Karburger. For me, Karburger is the best chance for world number 1 out there. And whoever will call Leo Augsburger first from Galan and Lebron will be the next person favorite to challenge for world number 1.
Good take.
I think we're missing Stupa Lebron, but we'll put that aside for now.
I got some comments about hating on Stupa, and it came off as me dissing him, by the way, last episode. But by the way, I don't think Stupa can compete for number one. And I'll add something. Stupa is the best defensive player at the net, in my opinion.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Stupa with a left-handed player.
I would.
What if you saw Stupa Cardona? What if they did that switch?
That would be nasty.
Stupa Cardona.
That would be a win-win for all four.
Stupa is a great teammate. Stupa is a great builder. Stupa is very consistent. He can allow Cardona to be the guy that he wants to be. Eventually, you put Leo Alsberger next to LeBron. You put Stupa next to Cardona.
You just created two teams that can compete for world number one with one change.
Who knows?
Spicy,
very
tasty, very tasty take.
Come on, guys.
I like it. Deliciosa. I like it.
Delicioso.
Very nice.
Let's see, guys. Let's see.
Yeah, but those were things that we could not wait to talk with you guys about. We had to get on top of this. Emergency pod needed to be shot. But that wraps up our episode, and we hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we did. Let us know what you think, because there are lots of juicy things about the Chingotto thing, about the LeBron thing, about the Ausberger thing, Cardona Stupa. What do you guys think of all these different things? We're 1 week closer to Padel being back, moving to Argentina. But till then, we'll be meeting with you guys every week, talking about different things. But see you guys on the next episode. And do not forget, follow us on our social medias, like and subscribe for more of this type of content about Padel.
And follow us on all our audio platforms too.
Yes, sir.
See you next time.
See you guys. Vamos, vamos, vamos!